In this video, I'm going to show you how to prove that two angles are supplementary when we have two sets of parallel lines and their corresponding transversals. So the first thing we look at is our very first statement. A is parallel to B and C is parallel to D. That's good. So we can mark those parallel to each other, just like that. And our reason for that, of course, is given. And we're trying to prove that angle 3 is supplementary to angle 12, those two right there. So the first thing that I suppose that we could do, we have really two options here. And we've talked about these in class a little bit. Your first option is say what angles 3 is congruent to get it to get congruent to an angle close to 12, or we can pick an angle close to 12 and say that it's supplementary first. On this one, I am going to say that 9 and 12 are supplementary and see if I can get 3 congruent to 9. So the first step I'm going to write, I guess this is the second step, angle 9 and angle 12 are sup. And our reason for that is our definition of a straight angle. Okay, because this line that 9 and 12 are both on is a straight angle. The next thing I'm going to do is say that 3 is equal to angle 5. And a reason for that, if two lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are equal. All right, and then we can say that angle 5, okay, that was 3 and 5 right there, those are corresponding. Angle 5 is congruent to angle 9, is the fastest way to get to angle 9. You could say 5 and 11 are equal, and then 11 and 9 are equal, but that's adding an extra step that we don't need. So 5 is equal to 9, and if two lines are parallel, then alternate interior angles are equal. Change the size of my pen here so it's easier to write. Okay, and then our next step, we're going to have to say, since we have our angle, we already stated angle 9 and 12 are supplementary, and we know that now because of substitution here that 3 and 9 are equal. So let's write up an equation. Remember, you can only substitute into an equation. So angle 9 plus angle 12 equals 180 degrees. Okay, reason for that, definition of supplementary. And we get that from that second step up there. So now we can substitute angle 3 plus angle 12 equals 180, and our reason for that is substitution. And from there we can go back and say that angle 3 and angle 12 are supplementary, and our reason for that is definition of supplementary again. All right. So that is how we prove that two angles are supplementary using our parallel lines and a transversal. I'm going to show you another example here. This one is one of the earlier ones that we did, talking about two angles that are equal. Now, we first have to make sure that our lines are parallel to each other. So A and B are parallel to each other, and C and D are parallel to each other. And a reason for that is given, of course. We want to prove that angle 9 and angle 3 are congruent. Now, we actually just did this in that last proof, but let's go over the shortest way to do this, and then I will tell you a couple more correct answers. Ones that I don't recommend using just because they're using extra steps, and sometimes we're limited on the amount of steps we can use. But for the sake of this, let's just do the shortest one first. So angle 9 is equal to angle 5. Our reason for this is if two lines are parallel, alternate interior angles are equal. Oops, there we go, equal. And we can say that angle 5 is equal to angle 3 if two lines are parallel. Corresponding angles are equal. In this last step, we would just substitute. Okay, there should be an E on the end of that there. Now, another way we could do this, grab another color here. Another way we could do this is, well, we could say 3 and 2 are equal. Okay, we have the same first step as before. Second step, angle 3 equals angle 2. And that is vertical angles are equal. You could say 2 equals angle 7. If two lines are parallel, corresponding angles are equal. And then you could say that 4 equals 9. Sorry, excuse me. Step 4 would be angle 7 equals angle 9. And then you could substitute, and this would be the same as step 3, our reason there. And then we could say that angle 3 equals angle 9 by substitution. Okay, now there's a lot of ways that we could do this. Again, if you have questions on this, please let me know, and I can definitely help you with it.